if the politicians coming here to speak to AIPAC actually want to have peace in the Middle East and peace for Israelis, even if they do not care for Palestinians, if they only care for Israelis and Jews, the best way to safeguard Israelis, to safeguard Jews, is to arrive at justice in the Middle East. As we all know, there cannot be peace without justice, and there cannot be justice as long as Israel continues to occupy the Palestinian people and continues to threaten the entire region. And I'm speaking to you as an Israeli. I don't think that AIPAC is out there to protect Israel. I have family in Israel. I don't think AIPAC is looking out for my family. I'm concerned for my family because Israel is going to war, and Israel is dragging the U.S. into war. We cannot stand for this, and I want to think that most of the Jews and the other supporters of AIPAC who walk in here are just misguided. I don't think they're bad people. Like Medea said, the values that are promoted by AIPAC are not Jewish values. So I don't think most of the Jews that walk in here really want to kill innocent people. They really want to dispossess people. I think they're misguided. But AIPAC has been cynically guiding the United States into war. We've seen it in Iraq, and now it's going down with Iran. We have to stand up to this, and I really hope nation AIPAC is only fomenting more war and more violence. And there is no safety to Israel through occupation. And there is no safety to Israel through warmongering and saber-rattling. There's no safety to Israel through nuclear weapons. If anybody here is concerned about nuclear weapons, they should work for a nuclear-free Middle East. No nuclear weapons to Iran. No nuclear weapons to Israel. If this is ridiculous, we're talking about Iran reaching the capability to build a potential nuclear weapon, while Israel has hundreds of warheads ready to deploy at any minute. That's right. This is not helping Israel. This is the single most destabilizing element in the Middle East. Nothing does more harm to stability in the Middle East and to peace in the world than the nuclear arsenal of Israel and the occupation of the Palestinian territories.
And this is shameful to the Jewish community. So we were sitting there listening to the panelists tell us that boycotting was anti-Israel. The BDS amendment was anti-Semitic and anti-Israel. And so out of nowhere, Liza ran up to the front of the room, whipped out her banner that said, what did the banner say? That's a good question. Anyways, and she shouted in front of the entire room. Oh, I remember the banner. The banner said, "Settlements betray Jewish values." That's what it said. And then it said, "Justice, justice, you shall pursue."
All right.
A great Jewish text. And I shouted, "Jews are being silenced on campus."
Right on.
On my campus, I was not allowed to be part of Hillel and also oppose settlements through BDS. And then I said, BDS is not anti-Semitic. BDS is pro-human rights, and it is consistent with Jewish values. So they go after Liza, and they're trying to get her to be quiet. So what does she do? She jumped up on stage and kept yelling. Let's give it up for Liza, one of the greatest. It'll be on YouTube later.
What gives us the right? And we will talk about it once we start an exchange in 2-3 minutes. There is a reason why we do it. Because this is an exceptionalist society. And because, and by the way, Jewish culture is also an exceptionalist society. Or belief, or culture. And it explains why Jewish culture is so dominant in America. Because you practice being exceptionalist for 70 years, but we practice it for 2,500 years. We are really good at it. We can teach everyone. we don't even want to teach you. Just hire us to take care of it. This is the neoconservative club. That's what it is. We know what is good for you. Leave it with us. What I did in the last 10 years, I wrote thousands of papers about Jewish identity. Why Jewish identity? Because I realized that there is a problem there, and it was very close to me. I was born as a Jew. I try to understand what does it mean to be Jewish, and since 2003, after the war in Iraq, which I realized immediately that it was just basically a Zionist war, I realized that it's not Israel that threatened world peace, it's actually Israel and its lobbies who are really putting humanity at risk. I thought to myself that if Israel defines itself as a Jewish state, and its tanks and airplanes are decorated with Jewish symbols, we are entitled to ask, who are the Jews? What is Jewishness? What is Judaism? What are the relationships between them? What are the relationships between all those notions and Zionism?
Thank you.